Jeff Taylor is the owner of Wild Animal Park in Chittenango, and he's on right now. Word is, Jeff, that you were fearing that new legislation coming out of Washington would have caused you guys would have to shut down. You'd have to get rid of all of your it's specifically the cats, right?
Yeah, the new legislation called the Big Cat Safety Act, which comes up every year. It's pushed by the Humane Society of the United States and some other radical animal rights groups. It would eventually end us having big cats. And I talked to Congressman Tenney's office yesterday, and they assured me that they had to figure it out. But I've still read the provision. I'm not still 100% convinced. With they're saying we're exempt, and we're really not. It's just placing more restrictions on us. So
okay, how would you
requesting that she removes herself as a co-sponsor off the bill because she's the representative for our area, and I'm one of the fastest growing businesses that she has.
Okay, so I do want to say this is what she has said. I just wanted to let everyone know that my office has researched the issue and spoken with Jeff. The bill does not affect Jeff's business. Thanks for your concern. That is from Congresswoman Tenney. So you're saying you don't completely buy that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I talked to their office yesterday, and they were really gracious. And I mean, our thoughts are with all of them down in Washington right now. Going on. But I talked to them. They assured me it wasn't. They said they spoke to the bill, the writer of the bill, the original. And so then I did further research. I'm actually going to have a lawyer look at it. And it does say that it exempts us, but then under it, it goes to list all the new regulations we have to follow, which doesn't exempt us. And my big thing is I have been attacked more in the last day than imaginable. I've called the most horrible things by people, which is fine, whatever they want to do. But
now these are people nationwide that are jumping on this.
I think so because it's been shared so much, and there's been some local people.
Yep.
And 99% of people love zoos and support us. It's just that 1% of people that. They're extreme. They're radicals. They don't really understand.
Let's not forget. There's a group out there that feels that animals should have the same rights as humans, and that they should just be allowed to exist. And that's that. And that's how extreme this can get.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, there isn't probably anybody out there equal to me that cares more about the animals in the wild than I do.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing what I do. Like, every day we do shows, we talk to kids about the need to protect the wild and save the planet. And these people that don't want me to have these cats, they don't do anything. They just don't want human animal interaction or humans to have cats or dogs. But they don't do anything to protect. I'm out here fighting every day to try to protect the wild ones that can't speak for themselves. Yet I'm getting attacked like I'm this horrible person. I'm breeding cats to make money because that's the problem with what I see, and I still have to reach back out to Claudia Tenney's office, is it will eliminate my ability to breed. Now, in the legislation...
Oh, it will? So it will eliminate your ability to breed?
As I read it right now, I've got to have a lawyer look at it. It does. That's part of the stipulations. Is the language, because they're very, crafted with their language. The language says a breeding program that is approved by my peers. Now, my peers in my field are Syracuse Zoo, are the National Zoo, are these huge zoos that don't like private facilities.
Right.
So it would be like us saying to Claudia Tenney, you can do this, but your peers, the Democrats, have to go along with everything. Right. And they're not it won't happen. I mean, it's common sense. So that's where the problem is, and we're going to reach out. Where she said she's going to work with us, so we don't want people, attacking her. I've talked to her in the past. She's a wonderful person, and so hopefully we're gonna work through this. But the thing that I don't want people to think is I don't breed cats for money. For one, I've never produced a big cat. We're fairly young. Our cats are young. You can't sell big cats according to the Lacey Act. It's already in effect. So I can't take a tiger cub and sell it for $2,000 to a zoo in Pennsylvania. It's illegal already. So they're basically making law about law. So basically, if I breed cats, the only thing it's going to do is cost me more money to keep them, which I'm fine, sometimes. But I won't breed them unless I need them to sustain our education programs and our exhibitory facility. or I know of a quality facility that needs them. In fact, I have one of the rarest color tigers in the world. It's the snow white tiger.
Yeah.
His name's Odin. And he's 5 years old, and people ask if I'm going to breed him. I personally made the choice when I got Odin to have him neutered. So people think I'm all about breeding and money. I had a rare white tiger neutered because I didn't feel like there were enough good quality homes out there to place the cubs in.
And I do have to say that is it a terrible thing that if you were breeding for profit and there was a need and you actually made money, I'm not sure that that's such a bad thing, is it?
Well, I mean, maybe.
Apparently today it is.
It's a bad thing nowadays if you don't do everything for free and give everything. Now,
yes.
Now I'm a business. This will put into context for how everything is. I'm a business. I don't hide it. I don't lie. But 90% of my money I put back into the animals and the animal care.
Still, though, I got to tell you, Jeff, I just have to say, God forbid you and your business are trying to be successful and make money. I understand that people have a problem with it, but I got to tell you, I don't. I mean, you're supposed to. Businesses that don't make money, they go out of business.
Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. And we're a private business, and we're competing against zoos that get millions of dollars from the government.
Yeah.
Now, they don't want me to make money. They freak out about me making money. And then you can go to the Detroit Zoo. It's a city-run, city-funded zoo. The CEO, the guy that runs the zoo, the same position as me, he brings home $600,000 a year.
Yeah.
That's his pay. Now, that's okay because they're a nonprofit.
Right.
He takes away $600,000 a year, but they're fine. They're completely exempt from everything. And he's one of the peers that would be the ones that would determine what I can do. They're going to tell me what I can do.
Well, I would say that if there was evidence that you're mistreating animals, that would be a completely different story. But you have education programs, and I know my wife's class came down there. She's a teacher. And said I was very pleased with it, and it's not to knock any of the zoos, and we love Utica Zoo and Burnett Park, all of that. But at the same time, this offers something that's a little different. And again, you seem to be doing really, really good things down there, and hopefully this legislation doesn't impede you and make things difficult.
Well, that's our goal, and really, I don't want it amended. I want them to kill the bill, and I would like Miss Tenney, especially, to remove her co-sponsorship of it. That's the thing, because it's just not good legislation. And you know how laws work; you always usually find out the details after they get passed, and then it really affects things. So we're hoping that it doesn't get passed. I mean, these animals are our family here.
Yeah.
We take the highest quality care that we can of them. And we do shows all day long. Today I'll probably have 500 school kids that we're going to talk about conservation, recycling, the need to protect the planet. What are these keyboard activists doing today? They're attacking me. They're not helping anything. I mean, I educate people and do more for conservation in a day more than they do in their lifetime. But I'm this horrible person, that they've been attacking and trying to make me sound like I'm out for profit for everything. I mean, try feeding a tiger for a month. I mean, we go through 3,000 pounds of good quality beef and chicken a month.
Wow. You don't think about that. Try feeding a tiger, period. And surviving. B, how much food they actually consume. So I never thought about that, but that's a lot.
And we're open 6 months of the year.
Right.
So we only bring in income 6 months. We're closed 6 months, yet these animals get the same quality care, same quality vet care. So it's not like we're this big booming trying to make profit business. Right. I mean, we definitely are. I'm trying to make an impact. When I'm done someday, when I'm older, I want to be able to look back and say, I did something good. I helped out, but I also had a successful career.
Well, and that I think the two can coexist. In some people's world, apparently it can't, but the two can coexist.
Jeff, let me ask you: can you explain one thing? What if you still couldn't breed? What part of the bill are you exempt from? And is it because you're licensed and or certified and or because you're a business? Explain what you're exempt from and why.
Basically, I'm exempt to keep the animals that I have, which is no different than if this law completely banned me, because they probably wouldn't be able to take. That's where people are. They're like, they think, oh, he's exempt, he's exempt. No, this law does the same thing to me either way, because I'm going to be able to keep the animals I have, so it puts a shelf life on my business. My zoo is based around these big cats, so they're not going to live forever.
So you couldn't get more, you're saying? If you had,
I wouldn't be able to get more, because my peers, the peers that they speak of,
don't want you to have more.
They won't. They want. It's like government help.
There's a conflict. There's a conflict of interest if they're placing that situation that your peers get to rule. That is a conflict of interest, because it is in their interest to see you go out of business. So therefore, and you can't. We don't live on trust in the legal system. We don't live on trust. It's got to be in the fine print, and I think that's what you're talking about. So, so hearing that it's all resolved, that is not the case. Maybe we can check in.
It is not. We talked to Miss Tiny. Like I said, we were happy with her response, and we just, the big thing is we didn't want people continue to go after her, because she doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
You know, we want her as a friend of ours.
Yep.
And this is the beginning of the communication that we've now been able to reach out. I mean, I tried reaching out last week to her and also Catco, and still John Catco hasn't responded to us. But I tried to do it without going on to social media.
Right.
But sometimes, I mean, I even told the representative, I said, I don't want to put this out there, but this is going to greatly affect my animals' lives, and our lives. And I received no response, so that's why I decided to kind of put it on social media. And
then you get a response.
Good and bad.
And so you're asking for Congressman Tenney to remove herself from the bill and vote no on it.
And kill the bill. Yeah, this bill shouldn't get passed. I am the first one to say that nobody should have a tiger or a lion or jaguar in their backyard. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and if they wanted to pass a bill that said that, you know, that you couldn't do that. Now the wording private is what gets me. Is what the animal rights love, because a person that has a tiger in his backyard is considered a private owner.
Yeah.
I'm a private business. So when they say private, it still covers me.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that. That's their way of, they think they're deceptive. And, I mean, the Humane Society of the United States, once they start giving more than 1 cent of every dollar that they take from people, maybe then they should have a little bit more
Wait. Clarify that. Are you saying 99% of the donations they get, they keep?
No, the Humane Society of the United States, they have all their Sarah McLachlan commercials on TV with the dogs crying. Right. They want you to donate $18 a month. 1% of that, so 18 cents a month, actually goes towards animals. The rest of the money, so it would be the $17
goes for administration, campaigns, advertising,
goes to pay lawyers and lobbyists, and paying off Congress people, like contributing to campaigns to get their agenda. I mean, truly, they don't hide, or they're very deceptive, but they know, like Wayne Purcell, the guy that runs it, they don't want to have dogs and cats. Like the Humane Society, it's a fact, and but they know that they can't just come out in there, or they'll lose funding. They won't get anybody's get. So they attack me first. They come after businesses like mine. They work their way up. They take pieces of the pie and work their way down.
And it's easy to find places that don't treat animals properly, and then just with a quick little broad stroke, they paint everybody into that situation, like yourself.
Right,
so,
absolutely. And I am here. Anybody that wants to come and talk to me, if they're skeptical of my cats, my situation, why I would like the ability to breed them someday if I need to, I will talk to anybody. I'm always walking around the zoo. I have no problem. I'm accessible. People need to understand how this works. And I mean, a lot of these people would rather see the animals extinct than in captivity, and that's a sad world that we live in.
That is. Jeff Taylor is the owner of Wild Animal Park in Chittenango. We'll talk again. Let's see if we can get an update and see if we get anywhere with the Congresswoman and with Catco for tomorrow. We'll try to check in later, all right?
All right. Have a great day, guys.
Jeff, thanks so much. I mean, look at what they did to SeaWorld. Just the protests and the pressure they put on SeaWorld. They acted. Look at what's happening in the circuses. Kind of wonder if, maybe it's just a business model that isn't working, but at the same time, they had such pressures that it got to the point where it wasn't worth continuing with the business. Got a break. Hold on tight.